Good morning. It is good to be with you in this weird sort of in-between season, right? Many of our winter celebrations, Christmas and Hanukkah and solstice and Yule, have ended. And at least for those of us who keep schedules of work and school, this is often a time when we start to lose track of time. I got here this morning and didn't see anyone and wondered if it was Tuesday, and I was here by mistake. But we are here, and it is Sunday, and it is a good moment to look back on what has happened in 2025 and look forward to our hopes for 2026 as we gather as this year is hinging from one to the next. So come let us gather, come let us worship together.
Good morning. I am Gordon Bolar on the Sunday Services Committee of People's Church, and I want to welcome you to People's Church this morning. Today is a service in which you get to take perhaps an inventory of the past year, as you do at this time of year, and look at the things that work for you and maybe have a chance to let go of some of the things that didn't as you look forward to going into the new year unencumbered, or maybe less encumbered than you were before. Welcome to People's Church.
And a couple of announcements as we begin. This is a service for all ages. So while our nursery is open for our littlest people, everyone else is expected to stay in this room. We have coloring pages and fidget toys and a coloring table in the back that I see some folks have already started to make good use of. I'm glad you all are here, and our regularly scheduled Sunday school programming will return next week. I also want to make a special apology to the people joining us on Zoom. This service really is not going to work quite as well for you as it does for the people who are in the room. And I apologize, and I hope being with us on Zoom is good enough. And if you want me to deliver some of the burning up special paper to you at some point over the next week or two, I can do that. So just reach out, and I will include you at a different time, perhaps. So I'm glad everyone is here.
So as we light our chalice this morning, I would like to call Julie again forward to help us with that activity. And if you are lighting a chalice at home, you are encouraged to type into the chat box, a chalice is lit in your neighborhood, city, or street.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
In addition to our flame kindled here at People's Church, we have people who are with us on Zoom who have lit candles in the Greenbrier neighborhood, in Portage, in Galesburg, on Munson Lake near Grand Junction, in Paw, Kalamazoo Township, Cherry Street, South Portage, Parkview Hills, and Hillsboro, Texas. What a gift it is to be together in the same time, even when we're not all in the same place. People's Church is a community that cares for one another in good times and hard times. One of the ways we do this is we take time when we gather to lift up the joys and sorrows and milestones of our lives. So if you have something you would like to share with our community today, if you're with us on Zoom, please type it into the chat box. If you're here in person, please come forward, place a stone in our bowl of water, and if you choose to share aloud, please speak briefly and remember to tell us your name. I'm now placing a few more stones in our bowl of water in recognition of all of the joy and sorrow we're carrying quietly in our hearts this week, the joy and sorrow in our wider community and our wider world. Sources of reason and radiance, sources of courage and compassion, keep watch with those who work or watch or weep this day. May the suffering be soothed. May the weary find rest. May the sick be tended. May the dying and those who love them find peace. May the joyous be shielded. And may all of us know we are wrapped in a love that surrounds us always, a web that connects us to all that exists. God of renewal, we hold space for the sorrows and joys of another year. We have grieved. We have laughed. We have given too much and too little. As the year ends, ground us in the tension of remembrance and dreaming that this season holds. We remember all that we have survived, all that we have loved and didn't love, and we honor it. There are those of us who feel ourselves inching closer and closer to our true selves, those of us who feel lost or aimless. Help us to honor our becoming without demeaning our past. Remind us that every season has a place and that the path to liberation is never linear. As we peer into the new year, reorient us toward our desires and hopes, but protect us from dreaming as a form of self-loathing. May this be a season for so much more than heartless self-improvement plans. Protect our souls from any guilt we carry for not becoming who we said we would be by this time last year. When we toast to the new year, may it be emptied of self-contempt. May we meet our faces in new and old ways, stepping closer into ourselves in the years that come. Amen.
I invite you to stretch upward to find singing space as we sing together. Find a stillness, hold a stillness, let the stillness carry me. Find Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony. Seek the essence, hold the essence, let the essence carry me. Let me flower, help me flower, watch me flower, carry me in the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony.
Our first reading this morning is Last Scraps of Color in Missouri by Karen Crago. Important that you keep in mind this takes place in Missouri. You'll see. Today I passed a stand of trees, tall, closely packed, bare, and almost black from rain, but underneath I saw smaller trees, just getting started on their slow snatch and grab of sky. And I saw these were golden, still, and they glowed like campfires in the dark. Lately, I'd been wanting a little light, and there it was. And all I had to do was turn my gaze a few degrees from center. Some blessings find us when we move to them. They're waiting only to be seen. Near the end of a difficult year, may we spot the light as we breathe in prayer or supplication. Show me, show me, show me.
A Purification by Wendell Berry. At start of spring, I open a trench in the ground. I put into it the winter's accumulation of paper, pages I do not want to read again, useless words, fragments, errors. And I put into it the contents of the outhouse, light of the sun, growth of the ground, finished with one of their journeys. To the sky, to the wind then, and to the faithless trees I confess my sins. That I have not been happy enough, considering my good luck. Have listened to too much noise. Have been inattentive to wonders. Have lusted after praise. And then upon the gathered refuse of mind and body, I close the trench, folding it shut against the dark, the deathless earth. Beneath that seal, the old escapes into the new.
I invite you this time to rise and body your spirit to sing our next song together.
Shine.
more time. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So now I'm going to pass some baskets through our space. We have paper and pens in them. This is not the ones to put money in, that will come later. But please take the paper, and if you want to have something to write with, feel free. And think about what you want to leave behind with you as the year, leave here in 2025 and not carry with you into 2026. What are the things that are no longer serving you, or that you've outgrown, or that you want to turn away from in this season? And once you've taken your moment, as these work their way around, once you've either written or drawn something on the paper, or just like mentally put it there, if that's what works for you, sit with that for a moment, what it is you're trying to leave behind. And then when you are ready, I invite everyone in the room to come forward, and we will burn the flash paper. This is special magician's paper that burns really quickly. And if you're a small person, or someone who does not like fire, or someone who's a little unsteady, this might be a good thing to hand off to somebody else. If you're with us on Zoom, I invite you to watch the burning and think about what it is you want to be letting go of, or find some time to either have your own small fire to burn things away, or perhaps follow Wendell Berry's example and dig a trench and dump the stuff in it that you don't want to carry. So this is how this paper works, and when you feel ready, I invite you to come forward. It works best if you kind of throw it up before your hands catch on fire. Aurora, I think you dropped your paper. Oh, somebody dropped their paper. Do you want to try it? So even though this paper is magic, we know that rituals are not magic. The act of ritually burning something up does not actually make it disappear, unfortunately. But hopefully by enacting this together in community, it gives us the strength and the commitment that we need to make the reality we just envisioned together true for ourselves in the year to come. People's people are generous people. And on this, our final Sunday of the church year, I want to sing the praises of our building and grounds team. They are here almost every Tuesday morning, and at other times when we need them, to fight a relentless battle against chaos here. And so that looks like decorating us for Christmas. It looks like installing new toilet seats so the ones we have work for the smallest children to use in every part of the building, not telling them they can only be they're only welcome in one corner or another. And don't worry, grown-ups, they'll still work for you too. This looks like trying to keep the invasive species out of our park, basically, that we maintain here in addition to our church building. It looks like knowing what to do when we walk in on a Sunday morning and there's a puddle kind of back almost by the AV equipment, but not, thankfully, and dealing with that. So most people in the church never even know about these projects that are continuously unfolding because we just come in and say, oh, it hasn't totally collapsed. There's not puddles on the inside and invasive species completely overtaking all of the trees and heat and all of the things we expect a building to have. But there is a group dedicated to the work that keeps this place functional, this building, these grounds, to be the place that we can come and not really think about it too much. So many of you are here today, and I'm grateful for you. And do you want to stand up? Could I make you do that? No, everybody's saying no. Okay, they won't stand up. But we are proud of them, and we are grateful. And this is the moment where I invite all of you to continue to be the generous people that you are. Some of that looks like installing toilet seats, but often that looks like giving money to the church so we can buy toilet seats and other things. So the offering will now be received.
Please join me in giving thanks for all that sustains us. From the countless gifts we each have been given, gifts of life and love and sustenance, we bring these small portions to share in the works of love, which none of us can accomplish alone. As we prepare to welcome 2026, our next reading is Darkest Before Dawn by James Cruz. 3 days into the new year, and despite the lack of adequate light, our white Phalaenopsis orchid has eased open a third delicate bloom. Perhaps coaxed by the warmth of the wood stove a few feet away, the orchid thrives in a tiny pot shaped like the shell of a nautilus, sending out new stems and glossy leaves, its aerial roots, green at the tips, reaching upward like the tentacles to sip the morning air. These blooms stir something too long asleep in me, proving with stillness and slow growth what I haven't been able to trust these past few months, that hope and grace still reign in certain sectors of the living world, that there are laws which can never be overturned by hateful words or the wishes of power-hungry men. Be patient, this orchid seems to say, and reveal your deepest self even in the middle of winter, even in the darkness before the coming dawn.
And our next reading is from The Circle of Life by Joyce Rupp and Macrina Wiederkehr. Courage Stones. In her book, Kitchen Table Wisdom, Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen tells the story of how she invites her patients to bring a small stone with them to the hospital the evening before surgery. She asks them to have caring family and friends gather around the bedside. They each tell a story of a time in their lives when they needed courage, holding the stone as they relate the story of courage. Finally, the stone returns to the patient with the courage of each story left in the stone. Then Dr. Remen has the stone taped to the patient's palm or underside of the foot before they go into surgery. Your moments of courage may not seem like big ones to someone else. They might not be things like experiencing cancer or filing for divorce. Your story of courage may be the steps you take each day in trying to be kind to a family member, saying yes to getting well, offering forgiveness to someone who has treated you badly, standing up for what you believe, risking some new behavior, volunteering for something that's new to you, or anything requiring an act of courage and strength from you. So now we're passing baskets again, this time with stones in them. So as the stones make their way to you, I invite you to one. Don't spend, 20 minutes deliberating on the goodness of each particular stone, but take a moment. Take the one that speaks to you first. And if you're with us on Zoom today, Perhaps you have a stone where you are, perhaps not. If you don't, I invite you to identify what is the oldest object in your space, in your field of vision. What has been around the longest? And as you're selecting stones or focusing on your stone or your object, I invite you to ponder what you hope for in 2026. Maybe the hope is a continuation of something that is happening now. Maybe the hope is a hope for change. Maybe you take a stone to be reminded of courage, of the courage of so many others, so you have something to hold on to as a reminder. What might you need to do so your 2026 is more hopeful, more courageous? Now that everyone in the space, or just about, has a stone, I invite you to look at that stone or look at the oldest thing in your space. Really notice its color and its shape. Feel its smoothness or its roughness. This stone has existed for century upon century. It has seen the new year come and go and come and go, and it is still here. I invite you to think about what in your life and in your world you want to be as strong and persistent and long-lasting as a stone. And think about what you might be called to do with your heart and mind and hands to make that so. And as we end this time of meditation today, I invite you to keep this stone. You can carry it in your pocket or put it in a special place. And may it serve as a reminder for you this year, reminding you as this year unfolds, the things you hoped as the year began. And if you are someone on Zoom and focused on an object in your space, may that serve as a reminder for you, for your hopes for the year. And now we have to share with you a message from the Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. She is the president of the Unitarian Universalist Association, our covenant of about 1,000 Unitarian Universalist communities.
All best blessings to you in this winter holiday season, beloveds. I'm the Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. It is my privilege to serve as president of your Unitarian Universalist Association. And in this season, a season of hope, a season of neighborliness, a season of joy, a season of care, I know that we are coming into these times from a difficult year. And my prayer is that we as Unitarian Universalists will hold fast to our cultural norms around hope and remind one another that hope can be a practice, that hope is a discipline, as the organizer Mariama Kaba tells us, that hope is a promise that we hold in common cause, as the poet Aurora Levins Morales teaches. Hope draws from our historical grounding as Unitarians, Universalists, and Unitarian Universalists. And in times of change, times of deep division, in our faith communities and in the world around us, we hold fast to a posture of hope and use it to drive our commitment to action. In this season, we support and hold one another, even when it's not easy, even if it's not our first instinct. We are reminded by songs of joy. We are reminded by teachings on the dying light and its return. We are reminded by stories of hope being born into the world. We are reminded, beloved, to work for the full equality of our immigrant neighbors. We are reminded to seek truth in one another. We are reminded to find the sacred in a breadth of stories, each of them meaningful in our human condition. I know to my bones that despair cannot claim all the space in our hearts, even in difficult times. And I know that this is harder for those of us who are particularly targeted by those who wish us to succumb to that despair itself. But we can lean on each other. We can remind one another through time together, through worship, through action in the streets, feeding our neighbors, singing with children, educating each other, reminding ourselves once again of the simple messages of this season and the opportunity at the turning of this year to begin again. In particular, for all of our federal workers, caregivers, those who feel particularly targeted by policies, politics, and a lack of care. Know that we are with you, no matter what, not only in this season, but throughout the turning of the year. Remember the teachings that even in times of despair, hope is renewed between and among us. We're not waiting passively on a miracle. we are working together for our values, and may those values be the guiding light of this season. I love you, each and every one of you, and we will continue together on this journey. May you have time and space for a bit of joy and for many reminders in these days. Hold fast to each other, beloveds. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and all best blessings upon you.
We are going to end our service today with the song you sing at New Year's, Auld Lang Syne. And this poem, the poem that became this song, was written down by Scottish poet Robert Burns in 1788, although he claimed he heard an old man sing it, so he's not actually the author of it. The poem is about old friends sharing a drink and remembering together. And the first poem, the first written down version at least, was a mix of both the Scots language and English. But over the years, the version that we know best in this country has become mostly English, with only the title, Auld Lang Syne, in Scots, which loosely translates as "for old time's sake." You'll notice as we sing that the song doesn't say anything about New Year's at all. But it became a song that people sang at New Year's festivals in Scotland, and then that practice spread across the world, as these things sometimes do, and so it became a song for New Year's that we don't really sing or think about much at any other time of year. And there is some poetry, I think, in singing a song about remembering and old times as the new year begins. So let us sing it now. I invite you into whatever posture.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, and surely you'll buy your pine cup, and surely I'll buy mine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
What shall we do with this great gift of time this year? Let us begin by remembering that whatever justice, whatever peace and wholeness might bloom in our world this year, we are the hearts and minds, the hands and feet, the embodiment of all the best visions of our people. The new year can be new ground for the seeds of our dreams. So let us move forward together onto this new ground, planting our dreams well, faithfully, and in joy. So let us go in peace and go in love.